meme is very real.
So true, Marjorie. So new emperor of Twitter, Elon Musk. He's been taking his time to run around Twitter and talk about what it will be like if and when he finally owns Twitter, which is still a little up in the air, but we'll see how it all works out. Yeah, he's more of the CEO of cringe posting than he is the CEO of Twitter, but you know, we can all dream. Anyways, Elon, who is, if you need to remember, who is 50 years old, spends his time scrolling through like Reddit and like right-wing meme pages, looking for his favorite like slightly right-wing cringe post that he's going to be posting on his Twitter account to fool right-wingers into thinking that he's their cool, down-to-earth, friendly neighborhood billionaire who is just like them and has his finger on the pulse. Even though he is unhinged and a little insane. He recently had a whole tirade about why like ADHD and anti-anxiety medicine is all terrible and needs to be avoided. How he was giving like medical advice about like what, because he remembers he heard a story about somebody saying that like Ritalin will cause you to like try to end your own life. Elon's always been bad with medical advice, just like when he said that by April in 2020 we wouldn't have any more COVID cases. If you remember that like god tier tweet by Elon Musk where he said that we were on track in April 2020 to never have any more, to be at 0 reported COVID cases. I wonder how that turned out. He's a little brain empty sometimes. I bet Elon watches Dr. Oz. I wouldn't doubt it. The recent thing that he's posted, which is once again incredibly cringe, is this meme right here. I have him blocked on Twitter and I don't want to see his garbage tweets anymore. Before I didn't have to block him on Twitter because I almost never saw any of his tweets. At this point in time, since he's so like in the news, I have to block him. I'm just so tired of seeing things that he has to say. There has not been an Elon Musk tweet that has contained literally anything that I've wanted to hear in my entire life.
This meme is very real.
But anyways, and it is back in 2008, okay? And he followed this up with like a couple of posts like, I love the Obama administration. The Obama administration was great. Well, but the current Democratic Party has been hijacked by extremists, which is probably one of the most insane, you need to be locked in a padded room in a straitjacket type things I've heard in my entire life. But we'll talk about it, okay? Center, you're like center left, okay? You're my fellow liberal, all right? Back in 2008. Then 2012 rolls around, and now, okay, you're more right wing, but then the left has gone so far left. They shot left. And 2021 rolls around, and look how far the left has gone. Oh my gosh, they're so incredibly left wing. And you're right wing, even though you've never taken a single step. And the conservatives, they haven't taken a step right at all either. Oh my gosh, have you seen this? Oh my gosh, the left has just gone crazy. The left is they're so far left now. This is wrong, my fellow liberal, bigot, lol. This is not correct. And anybody who's done any real. Like thinking on like policy can understand that this is just factually untrue. And this proves to me that Elon Musk does get a lot of his political talking points from like memes and Reddit, because to believe that that's the only place dumb enough to post something like that to make you believe that that's something that is in any way, shape, or form true. Let me see some of the responses to this. So here's this. Remember when the left was anti-war, anti-big pharma, and pro-free speech? They used to say, I don't agree with what you have to say, but I will defend your right to say it. Fucking who? What are you talking about? For one, we're not talking about social media. Social media needs a TOS, buddy. I'm not sure if you knew that. We're not talking about, some people just for some reason think that the government throwing you in jail and you getting like a timeout with TOS is somehow the same in any way, shape, or form. Do you think that Twitter's going to throw you in jail? Actually, my bad. Because I think that they do. Because every single time that they refer to like TOS or getting banned or they can't say something, what they mean by that is that once they get like really combative and start like throwing around some slurs and start and telling people that they're like filthy freaks who don't deserve to live amongst the normal populace, and then they get like dinged with TOS. They're like, I'm in the gulag. Somebody help me. They actually think of themselves as Jews during Nazi Germany. Okay, these people are genuinely insane. Genuinely insane. The left is still anti-war. The right is not anti-war. What are you talking about? The right gets all of their money from places like Lockheed Martin. What are you talking about? Anti-war. What anti-war position has the right taken at all? What is it?
This meme is
besides
very real.
like the whole Russia thing, the Russia and Ukraine. But the thing is, we need to stop Ukraine because Russia will try to take other countries that will lead us into a war. We're part of NATO. If Russia invades a NATO country, we're contractually obligated to do something about it. We need to. Like, I'm sorry, like maybe their brains are just too small to understand that after we sign a contract that will do something, that we'll have to do it. And these are the types of people who are like, the government shouldn't get in between like a worker and an employer because they signed a contract. But okay, whatever, I guess. Anti-big pharma. Guess what states spearheaded suing like Purdue and J&J over the opioid pandemic? I will tell you, it's not right-wing states. It's left-wing states like New York and California who spearheaded those moves. I guess whatever. I guess thinking that COVID vaccines are going to turn you into an alligator is more important than actually dealing with a real opioid crisis, because none of them ever talk about it anyway. So I guess it really doesn't matter. This is how I feel. 10 years ago, I would be called myself a progressive because I believed in equality and not being an asshole over trivial things. What does asshole over trivial things mean? What does that mean? What trivial things? I'd love to hear it. Now I consider myself moderate because I believe in equality and not being asshole over liberal things. So, over, whatever things. Here's this. We've touched on it before. Here's this again. Republicans have moved further to the right than Democrats have moved to the left. This is just factually true. Think about it. Like, what policy has the left moved like crazy far left on? What is it? The left has been hijacked by extremists by voting in Joe Biden? Is Joe Biden as far left as Donald Trump is far right? Donald Trump who wanted to get rid of a minimum wage? Donald Trump who wants to like ban abortion? Donald Trump who doesn't think trans people should be allowed in the military? Donald Trump who wanted to ban Muslims from entering the country? Do you remember that? Have we just completely forgotten about the Donald Trump presidency? Have we just completely forgotten about all that? Have we just forgotten that we should deport all Mexicans from the country? You remember that? Did we just forget about that? Remember when he said he wanted to open up libel laws to be able to sue news organizations for saying anything mean about him? Remember when the question he asked when he was being briefed on the nukes that he was going to be given during the transition from the Obama presidency to his was that, why can't we just nuke China and Russia? That was one of his first questions, was why can't we nuke China and Russia? And his first drone strike killed an American girl. Have we just forgot about this? We've just forgot about this. Remember when he said, and he got other right-wing politicians to agree, and right-wing talking heads agree, that like Chinese exchange students coming to the US were agents of Xi Jinping to get us all speaking Mandarin Chinese by 2023? Do you remember that? This is not like a back and forth. The right wants to ban abortion. The right wants to ban Muslims from coming into the country. The right wants like the uterus collector to still be operational at the border, to like rip the wombs out of Mexican women crossing the border to stop them from breeding in our country, so they don't have anchor babies and we don't have to like support them through their entire lives. This is genuinely what the right is, okay? And don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on the abuse, okay? Because we already talked about that. If you're watching on YouTube, that'll be like right up here. That's a crazy video. You should watch it. It's the conservative family values. If you want to see what the modern day Republican conservative family values are, check out that video. I will tell you For some of you, you will be surprised, and some of you, you very much will not be surprised. But the thing is, this is just fact. This is just untrue by every point of data. And the thing is, they don't care. They don't care. They genuinely don't care. Like, how was Biden right wing? Remember when Biden was getting into office? Like, his pitch for coming into office is that I'm gonna get the right and the left working together. We're gonna fix this country right up. What hardcore left policies is Biden like pushing? What are you talking about? Or the Democratic Party themselves? What is it? I'd love to know. It doesn't exist. They're hard right wing. What is the policy? What is the position that the left has taken that's so far left that you can't even understand it anymore? What is it? Is it that trans people should be able to get like the medicine that they want? Is that it? Is it that are you upset that like the BLM movement and black people said that them getting shot by cops is a problem? Is it them saying that like raising taxes on rich people is a normal and natural thing that we should be doing? Is it that human beings shouldn't live in fear of getting put them in debt for the rest of their lives? Is it saying that Muslims shouldn't be banned from the country simply for being Muslim? Is it saying that we should have a path to citizenship for the tens of millions of people who are working in this country and providing to it with no expectation to get any social benefit because they don't have a social security card? Is it gay people saying that they should be allowed to marry each other?
This meme is very real.
Is it women saying that they want to be able to terminate a pregnancy if it's going to hurt them or if they can't support it? I'd love to know. What is the position? What is it? I can't think of one. Is it all of these minority communities asking you not to call them slurs? Is that it? How is this so far left? Why you just call yourself like right wing now? So I just want to know, what is it? What is the position that makes the progressives so far left? Is it that they get offended when you say an offensive joke? Is it that they disagree with you? The left has moved like slightly left, but not very much. We're still fighting about the same issues we were in 2008. I'm not sure if you guys remember. I was 6 years old when the Democrats promised this. And what was it? What the Democrats promised was to reform the prescription drug prices. I was 7 years old or 6 years old. It was either 2007 or 2008. It was one of the two. That's when they first promised to do it. I am now 23 years old, and we are still fighting that same fight. Like the majority of my life, the Democrats have been fighting for just that. Back in the early mid 2000s, we're still fighting Roe v. Wade.
This meme is very
We're
real.
still fighting affirmative action. We're still fighting. I was gonna say we're still fighting Obergefell versus Hodges, but that was like a little bit later. We're still fighting gay marriage. We're still fighting to reform like our immigration policies. We're still fighting all of this. What has the right done besides like excel into like depravity and conspiracy? They're saying we are insanely right wing, as a large portion of the Republican Party does not believe that minorities are discriminated in this country and believe that white people are the most discriminated against group of people in this country. That's genuinely what they believe. The majority of Republicans. The majority of Republicans do not believe that the right is responsible for the riot at the Capitol. They think that it's a hoax, okay? Tucker Carlson believes it as well. The majority of the right thinks that like trans people are transing kids' genders in schools and turning them into gender fuck polyqueer trans cats who shit in litter boxes in the hallways. And this is something, and we're apparently all the way here at the left. We're crazy far left, okay? Do you remember QAnon? Do you remember that? You remember QAnon? Remember how like the people's moms were going on Facebook, and then out of nowhere one day they come home and they're making like a Mr. Bubbles Windex bleach, like a lime floor cleaner, goddamn witch's brew concoction from the shit they found under the sink, and drinking it to fix their COVID while like shining UV light directly into their uterus. Remember how like how a bunch of conservatives were running to Texas for JFK Jr., the son of President JFK, to rise from the grave, travel across the U.S., and then like install Donald Trump as the real God Emperor King of the universe of the United States? Do you remember that? What are you talking about? And we're all the way out here? Really? This is insanity to me. I just want to know, what is the position? This is this is a literal child's understanding of politics. What is it? Is it raising the minimum wage? I would imagine that that he's not necessarily like for that. I just want to know. Tell me, please. What is it? What's the policy? Because it's always shit like, I don't get upset at like things that don't matter. What do you think doesn't matter? What did I say here that doesn't matter? Because that's real like lefty policy. What is it? I want to know, please. I beg of you. Like the right are literally burning books right now. They're taking books that just mention gay people and black people and just throwing them away. Florida just banned almost every single one of their math books because apparently they have CRT in them, dog. What are you talking about? And we're too far left? Insanity. The radicalization in this country is not from the left, it's from the right. You are out of your damn mind. You are stupid. There's a child's understanding of politics, and you should feel bad about yourself. Now, obviously, our favorite dumbass, Ben Shapiro, had to chime into this as well. And I want to talk about this a little bit. Anyone who says the left is not radicalized over the course of the last 20 years is insane. I wouldn't say the left is like radicalized. I don't think we're radicalized. And if anybody's radicalized, I think what happened is that they just were like, oh yeah, this country's kind of hecked up and we should probably do something about it. Like there are some people on our plate, okay? There are way more socialist, anarchists, anti-capitalists that were a part of political movements back in like for all of the 1900s than there is today. So just talking about that, no, we're not more radicalized. Not at all. Not in the slightest. It's just not true. Only just like in their last couple of years has like socialism and communism been even like a point, like a talking point at all. And you barely see any actual socialist politicians doing almost anything. But I remember politicians who are in office right now who are actually anti-liberal. And when I say anti-liberal, I don't mean anti-lowercase liberal, like liberal and conservative. I mean uppercase liberal as in anti like democratic elections type pushing like saber rattling for like we may have to vote in a fascist. Do you remember that? You remember that Tucker Carlson message? How he was like, if the left keeps wanting to give like gay people and black people civil rights, we may have to vote in a fascist. Here, let me see if I can find this for you really quick. So nobody is like, I can't believe he's taking Tucker out of Congress. I can't believe he would ever say this. I can't believe this.
I think you make a really solid point about the sadness and the powerlessness that people feel in the face of this. And at some point, people are going to say, why should I follow the rules? Why should I be a good citizen if they don't have to follow the rules? I mean, things kind of break down at some point, don't they?
They will break down. They are breaking down, Tucker. I've said this before, and I'm telling you, I'm worried that I'm right. The right is going to pick a fascist within 10 to 20 years because they're not going to be the only ones on the outs. There's 60, 70 million of us. We're not a tiny minority. And if we're going to be all treated like criminals and all subject to every single law while Antifa, Black Lives Matter guys go free and Hunter Biden goes free, then the right's going to take drastic measures. And it's not about Hunter Biden and his drug use. Nobody cares the guy was bumping booger sugar lines off European hookers on the weekend.
Why is he so red? He does look like he's like coming up towards like 600 degrees. I didn't notice that. Look how fucking red he is. Holy shit. Oh, wait. Oh, under there is his costume. He's Nazi man. It's Nazi man. Oh my gosh. And he's hiding amongst us. Like for his, So remember, the right is subject to every law. Then we're going to have to pick a fascist in 10 to 20 years. They're literally like, if we keep having to obey laws, we're going to have to do a Nazi. We're going to have to do a Nazism. He agreed. Tucker's like, yep. If BLM keeps existing, if gay people keep getting rights, if we have to keep following laws, then we are going to have to pick Adolf Hitler. I'm sorry. That's just how the world works. So you had your chance, lefties. It's time for Austin Birkenau. Okay, it's time for Washington Birkenau. I don't know. Maybe they're going to try and turn like a big field into into a new like I don't know, maybe they'll go back to tradition. They'll bring back the pink triangles and stuff. I don't know, maybe they'll add like a black fist for black people too. Oh my gosh, crazy, right? But apparently the left is crazy. Apparently the left has Rachel Maddow gone on like TV sometime and is like, if the right keeps doing this, we may have to like elect Stalin. We may have to do a communism. Has Rachel Maddow said that yet? Because Tucker Carlson, Chris Matthews, I don't know, has like Mehdi Hassan. Has anybody said like, if the right keeps doing this, we're going throwing around the word fascist? Like, yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to do fascism. It should like not be concerning. Like, I don't think this is like something that's like we should just hand wave away. That's an insane talking point for what fascism has done to this world. That is an insane talking point to go, yep, yep. If black people still keep thinking that they're oppressed, we're gonna have to put them in concentration camps. Now, let's listen to what Ben Shapiro has to say. In 2008, Barack Obama defended traditional marriage. So in 2008, Obama did not say that he was like, Obama didn't take like the strongest stance on like gay marriage, if I remember correctly, or he was explicitly like, I'm not for gay marriage back in 2008. The 2008 DNC platform said taking police off the streets is neither tough nor smart. We reject this disastrous approach. Do you know who's in office right now? Does he know who's in office right now? Crime Bill Biden is in office right now. We need more police on the streets. Biden is in office right now. Like, Biden hasn't changed from like the 1998 crime bill or 1994 crime bill. He's still that same guy. He believes in the same thing. What are you talking about? He's your guy. You know what? The fact that they are so strongly against Biden actually proves that they're the ones who have moved right. If the Republicans had not moved right, they should be fine with Biden. Biden shouldn't be like some crazy alien, like far lefty radical president. He shouldn't be. What radical policy is Biden pushing through? What is it? Genuinely curious. What is it? I want to know. I keep up with the guy. It's my job now. I want to know what he does. Please, somebody tell me. Like, what are you talking? Put him into office proves that they're not anywhere near as far left as Biden, as Shapiro tries to say that they are. And the fact that like Republicans think that he's like Lenin incarnate, that should say something to you. 12 years ago, not a major Democrat in America would have contended that a boy can be a girl. I think boys are boys and girls are girls. So I don't know who's talking about that. Now, the White House announces that states must be forced to allow puberty blockers and body mutilation for minors. What the fuck are you talking about? What the hell do you think a puberty blocker is? Do you think that you can give a puberty blocker to a 60-year-old and think it does anything? A puberty blocker is to block puberty. It's made, that's what it's for. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And it's made for one, it's made for people who are about to go through puberty. And two, it's been given and it's safe and effective. It happens all the time. You do know that like there are cases of people going through puberty like way too quickly, right? Puberty blockers are used for prostate cancer, I think. Well, they're used for a lot of things. Like a lot of medicines can be used for a lot of different things. But yeah, puberty blockers are not for, in the sense, like sex reassignment surgery to like minors. Just so you know, that's never happened. Meanwhile, you literally cannot name a political position on the right that has moved right. Ooh. Banning Muslims from being in the country. Or the thing is, in some cases, he's just right. The Republican, in some cases, the Republican Party has not changed too much. In some cases, they have not changed too much from like, I don't know, like 1600s or something. But I personally don't think like the values that we had in like the 1700s is something that we should bring like today. You know what I mean? Yeah, the right still hates gay people. The right still hates black people. The right still wants to keep Mexicans from getting into the country. Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess. I'm not sure if those are things that you should be proud of.
This meme is very real.
Yeah, things like ivermectin, all the book burnings, those are things that they've 100% moved right on. QAnon conspiracy theories, 100% moved right on. Those are things that they are undeniably moved right on, but he won't talk about any of that, I guess. But apparently listening to doctors and medical professionals that like trans people are real and they exist and their conditions are real and should be treated the way that they said that they are, apparently that's bad, because for them, they don't care about facts. They don't care about science. They don't care about biology. They care about things that agree with them, and they don't care about things that doesn't. Here's the thing, okay? Medical science says that trans people are valid and real. You can't deny that. And the thing is, Ben Shapiro can't deny that either. He just says that he doesn't want to listen to them because he thinks that they're all bought by Democrats or something. So now he's on to like a conspiracy theory that the lab coats are like trying to destroy like traditional marriage, something along those lines. Because he's stupid. He doesn't care. But apparently this makes us on issues ranging from gay marriage to deficit spending. By moving right, the media means reacting to left-wing aggression. This is just so fucking untrue. It's just so fucking untrue. Left-wing aggression. Left-wing aggression. Left-wing aggression. Like the right really literally wants to make it illegal to be gay and to be homeless. You remember that? You remember how like the conservative position for homeless people is to like make it illegal to be homeless? Like just ban them from being able to sleep anywhere, just kick them out of the city. It's literally to just like make sure that their lives are as terrible as possible, that they'll like sleep in a field and hopefully they'll be eaten by a coyote. And that's how we deal with homelessness in big cities. And then they'll blame Democrats for not like systematically executing them or something. Shit is literally insane. Shit is literally insane. But okay, whatever. All of which means the left strategy to deal with the obvious truth in Musk's political spectrum to move the Overton window. His whole thing is like the Overton window is moved. I don't think it's moved that much. On some positions, yeah. I think like younger Republicans, like Gen Z Republicans, are in some ways to the left of like boomer and silent gen Republicans on things like they think gay people should be able to have some rights, and they think that black people are kind of oppressed, and that's like as far as that goes with like all of that. But it's not some like massive movement or anything, and they're still pretty far right wing on a lot of things, especially if you take in like the entire world. This is just a dumb tweet. It's just a dumb tweet from a dumb person who just has way too much money. And you know what? He should have less. He should have less money, far less money. He should have less than half of the amount of money that he has right now. And you know what? We should take that money and then do good things with it, I think. Instead of like doing shit like him being able to like buy Twitter, I think that he should be able to buy, I don't know, some fancy cars and like a nice house. And then we should use the money to like help starving people. That's what I just think personally. But you know, some people think differently. This is something that Ben Shapiro retweeted because AOC hopped in on this as well. And it was like really funny. Tired of having to collectively stress about what explosion of hate crimes is happening because some billionaire with an ego problem unilaterally controls massive communication platforms and skews it because Tucker Carlson and Peter Thiel took him to dinner and made him feel special. This is really funny. And this is like super true. Don't hit on me. I'm shy. So the man who's like old enough, just so you know, the man who's old enough to be like AOC's dad is like, haha, just tell me you want to suck my dick already. It's just weird ass shit on the timeline. So like she made this tweet and then he said, stop hitting on me. It's so fucking good. It's true. She was talking about Zuckerberg. Elon did not meet with Tucker Carlson and Peter Thiel and go to like dinner with them. And once again, Elon doesn't own a social media company. He doesn't even own Twitter right now. So she's not talking about him. It's so good. Like I said, he's got an ego problem. He does. He thinks everything is about him. It's really funny. Like he doesn't own, it's their default position to say that climate change is not real. So, I mean, okay, I guess, but sure. Apparently they're like not even like that far right, I guess, but whatever. That's all that I have to like really say on this. It's just weird. It's dumb. It's stupid. It all means nothing. And it's more like right-wing cope for them to deflect how bad they are by pretending the left is in any way, shape, or form at their level of depravity or them being as bad when it comes to radicalization, when on all metrics it's just not true. Whatever, I guess. It's never like facts have stopped these people from believing what they do anyways.